Welcome. Make sure I'm in focus here. Hard to tell. Yep, there we go. Cool. Cool. Let's do some practice and have some fun here. Yeah? Alright. So, let's get... Alrighty, let's do it. Let's do the damn thing, shall we? Hang on. Do need to hide that. Okay. Let's do the damn thing. Let's get some laps in.
All clear on pit exit. You've got cold brakes all round, be careful.
Let's do this. Let's get comfy. 17.4 flat is my best so far, so we're working on getting consistently into the 17s is where I want to be. I'm using the Go setup, the eSports Go setup, just with some adjusted tire pressures. I upped the rear ride height by a click just to get some more stability in the rear, because it felt a little loose to me. I know that the loose is fast around here, but I was having a hard time driving it clean, so that ride height adjustment did a world of good for me. Welcome, viewer. Lag, jumping in to the server. It's on track, okay. Good to know. Alright. Using all the track. Oh, I felt like I braked late, but that was actually pretty perfect. I feel like I could have came out of there quicker, but it's okay.
P6.
Let's see what we can do here. Got 3 laps. That was clean. It was a little slow on the way in. But I'd rather be slow on the way in than slow on the way out, so. Not a great line. We'll make it work. Oh, I don't want to touch the curb. That's what happens when you touch the curb. Use every inch of that.
Fastest lap for Boardman, 2:19.36.
Great job, Warden. will say that ride height adjustment was all this thing needed. Just had to get the pressures right, because the pressures were a little high right off the bat. I think it's because the track is hot. I think it's 35 degrees Celsius in this lobby, so it's hot as hell. But, oh, I braked early. And then I missed it. Oh, man. I braked early and then I missed it anyway. Because I let off. That was a decent lap, too. That's a shame.
Your quickest overall. Sector 3 times okay. Your brake temperatures look good.
Got a bad exit out of there. Spun the wheels a little bit. It's alright. We're going. We're going. That wasn't a track cut. I used every inch. Woo! Oh, buddy. Every inch of available space.
We're running on fumes, mate. In this lap. Box this lap.
Every inch there, too. Every inch there, you gotta use every inch that you can, baby. Whoa. Whoa.
Sector 2 times
Well, that
okay.
fucked me up. Yeah, that fucked me up. Oh, man.
Okay, Michael.
That really
Very
fucked
little
me up.
fuel left.
I might
Coming
have
to
to
the
stop
end of
using
this lap.
real head
Box
movement.
this lap.
Because real head movement likes to do that to me. Occasionally. I've noticed that. I don't know if it's because my computer is just doing too much at once between the streaming and the game and the head movement, but yeah, that was really bad. That really threw my lap off. That was probably a 5 or a 6 without that mess. Here we go. Not a great exit, but it'll do. Good line. Good line through there. Good line through Rouge. Oh, I pushed out wide. Yeah. Just washed out a little bit. It's weird. Doesn't usually happen in that corner. It's got plenty of grip. Not super quick through there. I hesitated to get on
2
throttle.
litres left.
Oh, I touched the curb. It's turned in too early there. Oh, and I turned in too
Sector
early
2
there.
is 0.
Made it work,
1
but
off the pace.
not a great lap. Not a great lap, that's for sure.
1 litre remaining.
Yeah, not a great lap. Still not a great lap. Let's go do a fresh one here. I'm not going to touch anything on the tune, because I don't think it's anything on the setup. Let's just get it clean. Just needs to be cleaned up.
All clear. Push now.
Ooh.
Your brakes are cold. We need to get some heat into them.
Oh, Travis is in here.
Your tyres are cold. Watch out.
Oh, and it didn't slow down enough. Alrighty. Alrighty, let's do this.
Your brake temperatures are okay.
It wasn't great. No, it could have been faster, because there's probably a 10th there. Not a great line, but I made it work. You're on an outlap, please move. You're on an outlap, please move.
Sector 1 time's okay. Your tyre temps are looking good.
There's the way to dance through that sector. Wasn't even perfect. Kind of missed the entry into the third turn there. Some apex there. Yeah, I lost some time there. That's my fault. I just pussyfooted it.
Sector 2 is 0.30 off the pace.
Much cleaner line through those two corners there. The exit speed shows it. I wasn't super quick through there. I need to be faster through there. Really?
Your quickest overall.
Why is the delta off? Oh, I braked too late. Oh, it was awful. Awful exit. Man, I was running 4s and 5s earlier. What's wrong with me? bad line. Oh, made it work. I'm not pushing super hard right now, that's the problem.
We're running on fumes, mate. Hit this lap, in this lap. Sector 1 is quick.
Super quick either. That was nice. Clean through there.
You're 2/10 off the pace in Sector 2.
You're nailing that couple last corners there onto this main straight, that's for sure. So at least you got that done.
The guy behind has just done a 2:18.17. Yellow flag. Green flag, incident clear.
Got some real spill on the way out, but that's a better last corner. Better bus stop.
Sector 3 times okay. Very little fuel left. Box this lap, please, Michael.
Huh, I took that in second. That's interesting. That was way faster, wasn't it? Well, that's good to know. Wow, I touched the curb. Wow! Okay. We're flying. Now we're flying, boys. Boys and girls. I'm gonna try this in third. Bad idea. Yeah, bad idea. Oh, bad idea! That's why I don't take
Yellow
that.
flag, stay sharp.
It doesn't turn the way I want it to turn. Alright, so I can take the source in second. Huh, okay. That's interesting. Let's see. Incoming voice chat, okay.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up?
Man, I haven't driven this track in forever.
Yeah, I hadn't really driven it in this game much. It's very different in a GT supercar than it is in iRacing with an open wheel car.
Yeah. Is it just me, or is this setup like really slippery? I don't know. I'm using the eSport qualifying from Go.
So, did you adjust the tire pressures, number one?
Yeah, they're a little bit high right
Yeah,
now, but not too bad.
So I dropped them by like 4 or 5 clicks because it's hot. And then
Yeah.
I raised the rear height by 1 click, and that took away a lot of the sliding.
Did you did the rears by 1 click up?
Yeah, I think it's 62. Let me check.
Yeah, well, I need to drop my pressures, so I'm going to do that as well.
Yeah, I put the rear height at 62. I can give you my pressures if you want them.
Nah, I'm good. I'm
Okay.
almost there. I was at like 70, right? So I was just needed to drop them a couple more. I think part of it is also that on this track they have the tow hat going like full. It just rotates a lot no matter what.
Yes. Problem is, like, if you start messing with it, it doesn't feel good through, like, Puan. It feels real shit through Puan, so.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming they don't have it as much for the race setup.
I didn't even look. Let's look. Oh, yeah, the race setup's only got .16 on the front and .08 on the rear.
That's quite a difference.
That's a big difference.
It's gonna feel like a whole different car at that point.
Pretty much the same dampening. Pretty much.
I wonder
the
what
same
the
aero.
what's the safe quality look like.
Safe quality has 2 clicks less rear ride height, which is interesting. Only .28 negative tow on the front, only .15 on the rear.
Quite a bit less tow.
Yeah.
You're clear. Incident clear. Pit exit's clear. Let's get some heat into these brakes. You're locking your left front into Eau Rouge.
Of course, I did what I usually do. When I came in, I set a great lap to start with. Now every time I run a lap, I'm pushing too hard and I can't get anywhere near it.
Yeah. The worst was I don't know if it still is like this, but what the worst was when you would join. When you set a lap, you'd leave and you'd come back later, and you
Yellow
couldn't
flag.
actually get any deltas because you'd have to beat your
Yes.
initial
Clear,
best
green
lap to get a delta.
Yeah, it's dumb.
And I don't know if they fixed that or if it still works like
No,
that.
it still works like that, as far as I know.
Do you short shift to the exit of the bus stop? Or are you doing first?
I'm doing it in first, I think.
I just did it in second and didn't feel very good.
I did figure out that I can short shift out of La Source, and that felt pretty good.
Can you remind me what that corner that is?
It's the first corner right before you go into Rouge.
Oh, okay.
Tight right-hander.
Sector 1 time's okay.
reason the grip is gone. I don't know why. Like it felt fine the first little bit
Sector
of
2
the lap.
is 0.7
It's
off the
like
pace.
not there. That was weird. I'm gonna back off. Give Queso some space.
Okay, Michael, we need to watch these track limits. Yellow flag. We estimate you've got 5 minutes of fuel remaining. You're clear of the incident. Green flag. Your brake temperatures are fine.
See, it's got no grip. I think I need to short shift that. I'm losing it in Buon, which is ridiculous. And I'm losing it through here. Jesus Christ.
We're running on fumes, mate. Come into the pits at the end of this lap. Box this lap. Sector 2 is now green.
I'm about to add a click of wing just to see what it does.
We're running on fumes, mate. Pit this lap, in this lap.
Because the rear's all over the place. It's because the track is so damn hot, but... Let's try again.
Yellow flag.
I think I short shifted a little too early there.
The incident's clear. Green flag.
I'm also not taking it easy in the braking zone. I'm not pushing it as hard as I could. So. Bad line, bad line, bad line. Slow. Did not take a good line through, which it's going to be slow. It was 10th. Oh well. Too much curb. Yeah, it's gone. I don't know. Pressures are fine. Like,
Yellow
I
flag.
don't know what to do. So what I want to fuck around with, if I give it wing, you then really gotta mess with that. I wouldn't do that. I would give it another click of ride height. Let's just give it another click of ride height. And see if... You could maybe take some toe out of it, but I don't really want to. I want the rotation.
Car approaching. Watch your mirrors. Green flag. You're clear. Blue flag. Your brakes are cold. Be careful.
see how it feels with the ride height adjustment. I'm gonna give Mert a tow. Oh God.
Yellow flag. Incident clear. Green flag.
Took bad lines, okay.
Green flag. Sector 1.
Okay, here we go. Well, it got less wheel spin there. I didn't even short shift it and then quick out. I was going to say, I have to imagine it'll be more stable through Rouge with the quick higher, which is true. Lost all that time. Oh, it's pushing a bit. It's pushing mid-corner. Feels good through there, though. I'm not losing it through there, which is what matters. I'm not losing it through here, which is what matters.
Yellow flag. Sector 1. You're a tenth off the pace in Sector 2.
Okay, just nail
Green
your,
flag. Sector 1.
nail your bus stop. Just nail your bus stop. Oh my God, the lag. Oh, that fucked me
Alright,
up.
Michael.
The lag
We
just
estimate you've
ruined
got 5
that.
minutes of fuel remaining.
Somebody joined.
You've just done a
ruined that lap.
218.00.
Okay. Let's try it again.
Very little fuel left. In this lap. Box this lap.
Let's try again.
Sector 1 time is good.
Not getting a good exit out of there. Whoa. Held it together though. That was quick. Just keep it going. Could have been better. Yeah, that could have been better, but it's okay. Keep it on, keep it on, keep it on. Ah! Ah, I fucked it up. The time is in this. That ride height adjustment. That ride height adjustment was exactly what it needed. I just need to put together the lap. Yeah, I just gotta put it together.
We're running on fumes, mate. In this lap, box this lap, please, Michael. Sector 3 time is fast.
There you go. There's the exit you needed. Holy shit, I didn't cut that? Every inch. Every inch.
Sector 1 time is good.
Ah! I was trying to keep it on!
Track limits.
It's a shame. Let's finish the lap. Let's see what it's capable of. Remember, my PB is a 4 right now. I'm off. It was a bad entry. Alright, that was the setup change that it needed. That's for sure. Save that. Thank you. I actually bumped the rear to 63, and that helped even more.
Higher, one more.
Yeah. Alright, so where do we want to do the coaching? Do we want to go to, like, the time trial server, or...?
We probably should find an emptier server than this one.
That's what I was thinking. Server 2's only got 2 people in it.
Is this in the announcements?
Yes, I believe it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we can use server 2. There's only one other person here with me.
All right, I'm gonna head in there in a second. I'm just finishing up one more lap.
Alright, I'm streaming on my stream. So I guess if you want to just do the Discord stream, because I don't think my computer can handle multiple.
Okay. Should we? What time is it?
It's 8:52, so we got 8 minutes.
Okay, so let's. I'm gonna wait to head into the race review chat, but. Are you ready for? Are you gonna do the traditional walkthrough, and then we can both get on track together and do the like some sort of racecraft?
Yeah, that's fine. I guess if we're gonna do racecraft, we can just like, I'll follow you and try to make some moves and just kind of like
Okay.
let me be there on the straight kind of thing.
I was thinking of showing them some actual like demonstrating actual overtakes. So it's good for you to be following and showing like what that entails. But maybe show some like actual setups for moves. For example, like the inside outside or outside inside, I guess, for the bus stop
Yep.
chicane. That's a really good one.
The end of the long straight too. How to go too
Uh,
wide through there.
Yeah. Because honestly, like that's the bus stop what is it? Yeah, outside inside is like my favorite move around here.
Yeah.
It's like the one that's most consistent for me.
Yeah, it's the easiest one to make stick, definitely.
Yeah. And it's the one that people give you the most often for whatever reason.
By the way, viewer who's been here, appreciate you. Thank you. We're going to do some coaching in a minute or two here. Kind of do a slow track walk. Go over breaking points, things like that. Lines, references, things on the track that are important. And then we'll probably do a hot lap or two. And then Travis and I are going to do some common racecraft moves, some common pass spots, and things like that. you guys have something to watch. Look at that livery. Mwah. Mwah. Looking good through there. Hauling ass. Whoa! Hell of a catch there. I'm gonna jump in the general chat.
Okay. Actually, the race review chat is where we normally hold these. Race review 1, is that open?
I'm just going off of what they set the announcement to, which says general.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's where people are joining.
Yeah, that's fine.
Correct me if I'm wrong, ACC got an update today, right?
I think it was a Bathurst.
Yes, it did.
For next week's race, but as much as I know.
Yes, it was BOP for Bathurst next week, and then a little fixed because they may have accidentally spoiled that they're updating the McLaren.
Thank God.
Yeah, I think they had a little oopsie and didn't mean to include that.
Michael, is that a new McLaren coming out, the Evo? Is that what they're alluding to?
Yeah.
God, I love the 720S. I just can't understand it. I'd love to be fast with it. Oh hey, Michael Jeffries.
Oh my God, it's Coach.
The GOAT himself.
Just give everybody a minute to get in here, see how many people show up. Travis and I are in practice server 2. One of us will obviously share stream our screen on Discord, but
Yeah, what I'll do, Michael, is since you're going to be going through the track guide, I'll just spectate you,
Okay.
and I'll have it on your cam, and I'll start streaming it. Actually, I'll go ahead and start that now.
Hello, hello.
Hey,
Hello.
it's
What's up,
Dave.
Dahi?
Is this the coaching?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, congrats on your P2 win, Dahi.
Yes, and it was weird when because Doug's not in Gold Split.
We were, all of us were rooting for you to get P1.
Yeah, I wanted it too. I was like, my heart was racing. I can't drive the Go setup for Ferrari.
Really?
Just dies. I just die.
Have you tried lowering the, rear ride height?
I haven't really touched it. I just got the race setup on, and that's pretty easy to drive. But the quality is like just kills me up the
Did
hill.
they max the toe on that too? Because they maxed the toe on the Porsche.
No, the toe is like, I think...
Front is max, rear is negative 0.3.
Oh wow, that's not bad. Okay, yeah, because the esports 992 setup is maxed out front and rear.
Hold on. I think you and me might be using a different setup. Hold on. Because the East... Oh!
Alright,
Brake bias.
Travis, you're live.
Yep, I'm live. I've got you on my screen.
Okay.
And I guess the only everything works in terms of the HUD, except for I can't see your tires, but that's not that big of a deal.
Okay. Alright, so I figure I'll go out, I'll do a slow track walk type lap. We'll go over some reference points, braking markers, lines, things like that, and then we'll do a hot lap or two, and then you guys can ask questions and we'll kind of talk through it. And then Travis and I were thinking about doing some racecraft stuff, so some common passing points on this track, how to make a move stick, how to do it clean, things like that. So if you guys think that'll be helpful, we're basically here to help you. So
Sounds very cool.
How to go fast.
how to go fast, like Sonic.
How to survive Eau Rouge.
How to make the Ferrari not kill me on Eau Rouge.
So Eau Rouge is going to be the focus probably because that's like the corner. It's funny though because when you get it right, it feels easy. I don't know about you, Travis, but that's how I feel. Like if I nail the line, it's like, oh, that was easy.
Yeah, sometimes it feels easy in this car, and then other times you go sliding.
Yeah, sometimes the 992 wants to kill you, but
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the top of the mountain at Bathurst.
yeah, kind of.
Ugh. Yeah, it's kind of scary.
All right.
What I find is you can experiment a little bit with your steering angle as you get down to
Exit
the
is
bottom
clear.
in the
Watch the white
compression
line.
zone,
Your brakes are
because
cold. Take it easy.
that should, like, you know, it's gonna the compression from going from downhill to uphill changes how you should steer. So it does take a little bit of like experimentation to figure out how much steering angle you can put in at the different spots of going up Eau Rouge. So really, I mean, I don't really have a great way to explain how to do it, but you'll just have to kind of experiment to see what kind of, because your steering angle has to change just based off of how your suspension is compressing and stuff.
It's very setup dependent.
Yep.
All right, so I brake in the 992 and probably similar
Yellow flag.
cars right at the start of this curbing here, which is right. You can't really see it. Let me back up. Right at the 100-meter board. The curbing starts right after the board. So there's the board. I use the curbing as my reference point, so I brake right at the curbing. And you want to get over on the
Green flag,
curbing
you're
if you
clear.
can. Use as much of it as you can. Turn in right at the end of the curbing. You want to use trail brake all the way in, and use as much of this inside curb as you can without getting on the grass.
Yellow flag.
Ride that curb.
Incident clear.
Straight line
Back
it
to green
through
flag.
here. You're going to be kind of half throttle. It's again, I don't know. I haven't driven the Ferrari here yet.
Yellow flag.
So I don't know if it's going to be the same, but you're going to be kind of half throttle in, give it a little bit of gas. I jumped this curb
Green
here
flag, all clear.
just by a little bit. If you take too much on the inside,
Yellow flag, stay sharp.
it tends to bounce. So if you're over here and you've got your rights on the curb and your left's all the way over, it tends to bounce all the way out. But if you're over here and you've got 2 on the asphalt, it kind of
Green
hooks.
flag, you're clear of the incident.
The optimal way is to have it all the way to the left, but again, it's so inconsistent that for a lot of
yellow
people,
flag.
it's just going to be better to have 1 tire on the, or 2 tires on the track.
Basically, your goal when you come out of there is to be in the center of the track. That way you can be over here.
Incident clear, green
If
flag.
I didn't stall the car. So you can be on the left side for the turn into this corner. If you come out of that mid corner too far to the
Yellow
right,
flag.
you won't be able to get all the way over to the left here.
And you'll want to coast a little bit, let off the gas to help yourself turn in for
Incident
this
clear,
corner.
back to green flag.
Yep. And then you come in, just kiss the curb, and you can ride all the way out. You can take all of this curb as long as you've got 2 wheels on the red and yellow. So
Yellow
you can
flag.
be all the way out here. I'm not invalidating. And ride it all the way out and
You're
come
clear.
back.
Incident
before you hit
clear.
the grass. You stay to the left. I don't use the curb here, but I brake. Oh God, Harold. Okay, all right. So I brake. Let me find my point here.
Don't disqualify. If you back up too much,
Yeah,
you're going
right.
to get disqualified.
I brake
Yellow
pretty
flag.
much at the curbing on the way in. Come in.
Green flag, you're clear.
You're basically taking a double apex. You're kissing the inside. You come out here mid-corner, and then you kiss it back on the inside here. And you drive all the way out to the left. Use all the road available to you. Get back over to the right. 2 tires on the curb here. Little dab of the brakes. Not a huge one. You're going to be on the inside here. Now, I don't know about you, Travis. I don't try to touch this curb because it tends to put me off
Yellow flag.
on the right.
You can either take a lot of it or you can take none of it. There's
Okay.
really not an in-between. If you take a lot of it, you're going to have to make sure you do it at the mid-corner and not in the turn-in section, right? So you want to be going as straight as possible when you hit it. So that's like the 2 options. You can't be somewhere in between. You
You're
can't
clear
do
of
it
the
on the
incident.
turn-in.
Green flag.
And then you just drive it out, and this is the same thing. You can drive all the way out as long as you've got a tire on the yellow, red, and yellow. So you can be all the way out here and just come back on like this, and that's clean. We're going to stay to the right. My braking point here is this like middle of the curbing here. It's kind of where that orange thing is on the side there, right there. Right about here is where I
Yellow
dab
flag,
the brakes.
stay sharp.
You're going to come in the Porsche, it's
Incident
in
clear.
4th. I'm
Green
only
flag.
downshifting once. You're going to carry as much speed as you can mid-corner, and then you're going to get on throttle right at the apex here. It should bring you out all the way to the curb. You want to have 2 on the curb. And then you're just going to flat out carry all the speed you can. If you miss the inside by a little bit, it's not that big of a deal, but you want to be as close to the inside as you can. And then ride it all the way out. Again, you can be all the way out here if you need to be.
One more note about Puhan on the exit, or on the mid corner when you're going all the way out onto the curb. You can go as far as your left tires on the
Yellow flag.
yellow and red, but at that point your right tires will be out into the dark green stuff, and that's really slippery.
Yeah,
So you
it's
really
very
don't want to
slippery.
do that. You basically exactly what Michael said. I'm just clarifying. You just want your right tires on the curbing there.
Then we're going to get over to the left. I brake right
Incident
at the
clear.
start
Green
of this
flag.
curbing. So braking point's the start of that curbing. I come down. I take this in 3rd. That's 2 gears down. Here, I try to just kiss the curb a little bit and just ride the yellow and orange. And you want to be like mid-corner. And same deal here. Just take a little bit of curb. And you're going to ride it all the way out. You can use all of the exit curb here again. You can be all the way out here if you need to be. Just get back on right there. Get back over to the left. Brake at the curbing. We're going to just kiss the curb here. This curb is a lot higher than the others. from what I've found. So I tend
Yellow
not
flag.
to touch that curb. You just want to hit the apex. And same deal here with the green. You can be all the way
Green
out
flag,
as long as
all
you got a
clear.
tire on the red and yellow. So we're going to ride it out. Turn in late here. Turn in as late as you can so that you get a better exit. And this same thing, if you touch the inside, see how high that is. It tends to throw the car off a little bit. You
Yellow
get a little
flag.
bit of a slide. So I just ride the flat part. See how halfway it's flat? You can touch the flat part and just don't want to touch the raised part. You can ride this all the way out. As
Green
long
flag.
as you've got a tire on the red and white, you're fine. And you just ride that out as far as you can. I stay to the right through here. Just kind of straight line it as much as you can. Through here. Come all the way out to the green. You're going to be flat out through here. Just kiss the apex. Ride all the way out. You can be all the way out there. But that's all flat. And then your braking point here is right in the middle of these two signs. So I use the 150 board.
Yellow flag.
Not going to back up too far. Your 150 board is there. I use the 150 board and then brake not long after it. The 100 board is too late. You're moving way too fast for the 100 board. So you want to brake somewhere right in the middle.
Green flag. Incident clear.
All the way to the left, the whole way through the braking zone. Turn in late. Take all the curb, avoid the sausage curb. Stay to the right, and same thing here. Come in, take all of the curb that you can, and drive all the way out. And same deal here, you can be all the way out here if you need to be. I think it's quicker to be on the inside, to be honest with you. The green is a little slippery, especially if you're in a low gear.
Left side. Clear left.
And then you're going to go through. Now the fun part.
B2.
La Source, which I think is trickily one of the hardest corners on the track. So, I brake right at the 100 meter board. So as soon as you see the meter board, I'm braking right here. Coming down, I'm taking it in first. I'm turning in, I'm taking as much of the inside as you can. And I'm driving all the way out. You can ride the curb if you need to, as long as you got two on the right, on the red and yellow. Use all that speed that you can. Alright, I'm going to go slow through Rouge and show you what my line is. I stay to the right. Ride the wall, obviously don't clip the wall. You don't want to screw your air out early in the race. Turn in right about here. I take all of the curb, as much as I can. And I turn in right about here in the middle. And I try to just ride the curb. You don't want to touch the high end of the curb, because then it'll throw the car off. If you just ride the curb, you can then straight line it like this. As long as you've got two wheels in the red and yellow, you are fine. You can cut that way more than you think you can. And you can ride all the way out through here, use all your speed on the exit, and go. Seeing that slow is weird. I'm going to pit before I do a lap because my tires are ice cold.
Yellow flag.
Alright, you want me to do a hot lap here? See what it looks like?
Yeah, that'd probably be
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Alright, I won't push too hard because I know me, I'll push too hard and fucking throw it off the track. If you have questions, just ask during the lap. It's not like it's going to be distracting or anything.
Green flag, you're clear. Exit is clear. Don't cross the line. The leader has just done a 2:33.00.
Okay. Alright, now the fun part.
Yellow flag. Incident clear. Green flag.
So it's flat. If you do it right, you don't have to lift.
Your brake temps are good.
May not be true for race trim, but for qualifying at least, I think most cars will be able to make it.
What is your fuel on board and track conditions at the moment?
Optimal, and Michael will have to say how much fuel there is. I can't see it from my screen.
10. I think I start with 15 gallons. It's a queue setup for 3 laps.
Is it me or is your tire bugged out?
What do you mean?
The tire bug on the bottom right?
Oh, yeah, so
I don't think it works.
it doesn't work in spectating mode. I'm spectating him right now because he's doing a separate stream on Twitch or something.
Yeah, I'm on Twitch and YouTube, so.
Okay.
Alright, it's not a perfect lap,
Your
but
quickest
it's not
overall.
bad.
Very nice.
Say, I've seen talk in the Ferrari chat that the Ferraris are having lots of trouble going flat.
Through
Yes.
Rouge. Okay.
Fantastic.
Alright, I can try to jump in the Ferrari. I haven't driven it.
I think it's fine.
So, my suggestion would be to take the left-hand entry flat and then lift as you're turning to the right, if you need a lift. That
The
way
guy
it keeps
behind
it
has just
stable.
done a
through the
227.00.
compression, and then once it compresses, you can get back on throttle and power up the hill. But if you lift too early and then you get back on throttle and the compression happens, you got a chance of bottoming it out, and then it's bouncing all over the place. Because I have a feeling that that's I'm guessing, you guys tell me, but I'm guessing that if you lift too early and you coast into it, you're getting back on throttle going up the hill, and then it's kind of bouncing on you and you're sliding through the top of the hill.
I can't say. I haven't tried it yet.
Okay.
For me, I couldn't give too much steering input or the tires will lose grip.
Yeah, it's really twitchy for me.
Okay.
Where is it losing grip?
When I'm during compression, I guess.
Okay.
Like halfway up the hill.
Yeah, so at that point, if you are getting back on throttle as the suspension is compressing, it doesn't have anywhere to compress more to when you throw the weight on the back of the car.
Yeah, I mean, it's during trying to go up there flat out, but the same point stands.
Yeah, so I think the key is where you get on throttle is important there, because you want to watch the weight transfer. If the suspension's already compressed, you can't put more compression into it. So if you lift on the left-hander and then get back on it before you go up the hill, you should be okay.
Yeah, I haven't tried lifting, but yeah, I want to get it up there flat out.
It should be able to do it in Q trim. In Q trim, it should be able to do it if your setup's right. Now that's a different thing that you kind of have to work on your dampening, work on your bumps, and make sure that it's soft enough to handle all that compression. It's obviously different per car, but the Porsche likes to be really soft.
Personal journey.
Yeah. At least from what I can tell, the Go setup on the Porsche is pretty soft, so it handles it pretty well, but I don't know about the Ferrari. Alright. Do you guys have any other questions? Do you want me to show you anything else?
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Oh, a couple questions actually, specific to the Porsche. I see you're not running any TC2. Is there any reason for that?
I don't know what it is, but it just feels better without it.
So TC2 in this car is, if you see on the display, it's lateral and longitudinal. So TC2 is pretty much just activated if you're going in a straight line, which you don't typically wheel spin when you're going in a straight line anyways. So pretty much at best, it does nothing, and at worst, it kind of just slows your acceleration down.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. The second question I have is, through some of the S's in the Porsche, I'm driving the Porsche, I'm having trouble with kind of like snap oversteer, like especially through corners like 13, 14 through campus. I'm not really sure what exactly is causing it either.
So it likes to drift through a lot of the corners on this track. Like I guess, what is that? Is that 5, 6, 7 off the back straight? I don't know what numbers those are. It likes to drift through there a lot. You got to dance through there. It likes to drift through the corners you're talking about, like the back of sector 2. Those couple S's, like the 90-degree S's. I found that it's just like the 991, that if you give it some throttle, it stays more stable. So even if you're only on 25%, 30%, it's still more stable than it is coasting.
No, that makes sense. Like a tiny bit of maintenance throttle to...
That's all it needs. Yep. So as you come off the brake, give it a little bit of throttle and just don't let it coast, and it should stay pretty stable for you. You do have to kind of adjust your turning points a little bit because you're going to understeer a little bit more, but it's easier to drive on the way out.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
It's kind of, like I said, you're kind of dancing it through those couple sections. I'm like very, very careful on my throttle application because you can lose it very fast.
Good to know. Good info. Thanks.
Alright, Travis, do you want to go out and show them a couple passing points?
Sure. Are we going to do that together, or just kind of show where they could occur?
Let's do it together. That way we can try to make a couple moves stick.
Okay. Okay, I'm heading out.
Is there a particular reference point you look at when going through a rouge?
Pit exit's clear. Stay behind the white line. Your brake temperatures are low. We need to get some heat into them.
I mean, because I'm flat, not really. I'm kind of just focused on the apexes. So I'm looking at the curbing as I go up it. And then I kind of just straight line it. When you're about halfway up the hill on the right-hander, just go straight, and it should be exactly where you need to be. There's not really a great spot. Like, the best example I can think of is when you come down the corkscrew at Laguna Seca, there's that one tree that you can stare at.
Yeah.
There's not really a reference point like that, at least that I can tell.
Well, so I've had somebody tell me before that there's a specific tree up there that you can pinpoint, but I don't remember which one it is.
Here, why don't you get in front of me and we can show them the outside inside going into the bus stop.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is probably the easiest overtake to make for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's right after a long straight, which means you got a good long braking zone to make it stick. The other thing is that since it's an outside-inside corner, you can take the outside and you'll have the inside for the final corner, and then you have a long straight to make that stick as well. And then the other thing is because it's out, you know, the opponent will most likely give you the outside to have the advantage at the inside. It just kind of sets up pretty nicely. So I'm not super close, but I'm going to try and get close right here. You can go ahead and go.
You've got cold front tires.
So what I like to do to sometimes make the driver defend against the inside is kind of make a dummy move going out of this corner. So here, I'll start kind of like creeping to the right as if I'm going to be taking the inside, and if he defends that way, then I take the outside. That was not a good attempt because he didn't give me the outside there, but
Oh, you wanted me? Okay, sorry.
yeah, I don't know if I said that good enough, but I wanted the outside there. That is pretty common for the driver to take the inside line. Normal corners, that's where you normally would want to defend. But on that corner, if you defend too aggressively on the inside, the driver on the outside can brake a lot later, get ahead going into the first corner of the bus stop, and then from there, when they're ahead, they can kind of dictate the line and set the defending driver pretty aggressively turning on the inside of the bus stop. And that'll like ruin their exit to the second part of the bus stop, and then ruin that, ruin the acceleration on the straight. So
I'll go inside here. So if we go too wide through here,
this one is not as good around the outside beginning with, because it's going to end up with him on the inside here, and that corner is pretty tough to make stick. That one you pretty much have to be on the inside to make the corner, to make the overtake.
I would suggest not doing anything in a Puhan, even though you might have a run. I would not do it. Okay, I'll defend you this time.
Okay.
On your left.
I went way too wide, but I could still fight this.
Hold your line.
And since I'm on the inside there, I'm gonna get a little bit of a better corner through the second part of the bus stop. And now it's a drag race. If I didn't go too deep into that corner, I would have gotten much better.
Clear left. On your left.
Much better exit there.
Hold your line.
And at that point,
you'll get a better
on
exit
the outside,
here.
I do get a better exit. So now I've made the overtake stick.
Yep.
So I'll lift a little bit and.
Yep, I just lifted
See if you
into
can-
the Rouge in the draft. Make sure you guys lift if you're in the draft. Lift.
On your right. Clear right.
Really good. I haven't heard that
Sector
before, but makes sense.
On your right. Clear right.
What other corners
attempts
do you
are
want to showcase for overtaking moves? Do you want to just do that one again? Maybe try and have me not miss my braking point, or did everybody kind of get what I'm talking about with that corner?
Another one should be good. And any other.
Any other corner?
Over-unders in the sector right after Puan on those corners.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's 5 minutes of fuel left.
Alright, catch me, I'll defend.
Car left. Hold your line.
Oh!
Hold your line.
That's what might happen.
People.
Yellow flag.
That's smart for you.
Yeah. Do you want to see the replay and see what happened? Would that be helpful to see where we went
Yeah, we
wrong?
can
Little fuel left. Coming to the pits at the end of this lap. Box at
Yeah,
this
I might
lap.
submit a ticket for that
I'm
one.
gonna be honest. I think that was you. You didn't give me enough room. I was on the curb, so.
Okay.
But we can take a look.
I think I was trying to make it look as close as possible, and I made it a little bit too close. Let's slow that down. I think I had the corner actually. I don't know. That one's kind of tough to call. I mean, I think part of it was we're not racing like we actually would race, right? We're trying to get a show and like a demonstration. So he probably stuck his nose in a little bit too aggressively, trying to go side by side, just because that's like the whole plan of what we were trying to do. I think in this case, I'm actually in the clear. I probably had enough of the corner completed that I had every right to move over a little bit. Do you agree with that, Michael?
Yes, I definitely. So what happened there on my end is I was expecting you to already be turning into the next corner, so I started to turn into the next corner.
Gotcha. Yeah, and again, I think this isn't like I know now I'm trying to like make ourselves look better than what just happened, but I think in a normal situation when we're actually racing and trying to demonstrate, we probably would have been better off there. It was just partially of us thinking about how to demonstrate it properly.
Honestly, if you want to go back into the braking zone, as soon as you dove bomb in and dove in, you already were in front of me. I would have backed off and I would have let you have it.
Yeah. It's really hard to do these like demonstrations on the fly.
Yeah,
but it's difficult.
Yeah.
It would be good at some point to maybe get like actual examples of drivers making overtakes and analyze those, because those are happening in real life, in real racing with real nerves and real consequences for messing up. So those are really where the good analysis can come in.
I mean, that pass that we did in the bus stop, if you want to look at the replay on that's probably what's going to happen in a real race. You're probably going to outshoot your braking zone because you're going to try to outbrake the next guy. And you kept it on the track, which was good. And that's pretty much how you're going to have to make it.
That is a good messy overtake that you'd probably see in a race. You're diving
how it's
a little bit too aggressive. I think you braked a little bit early to try and make it a good pass. But yeah, I mean that's kind of how these situations go. Sometimes you don't get a clean overtake, and you just have to kind of fight for your line. So let's slow it down here. I'm gonna be braking a little bit later. Let's see if I can get to an overhead cam.
Do you have any tips for making sure you're leaving enough room? Or is it just experience?
It's experience, I think, for the most part. I mean, obviously you can watch your little widget, but you can kind of just feel the other car to some respects, especially if you're wearing headphones. It's really useful to have that noise next to you, and to be able to figure out how loud the noise is, which means how close they are, and then watching the widget as well. And then also just experience of knowing where the other person is likely going to be. If you're like, for example, on this one, I'm not giving him much of a racing line, so I know he's going to be going pretty slow through this corner. So yeah, it's a mix of a lot of things. A lot of it is just experience.
And just if you're in the middle of a race and you're in the heat of it, just try to give the person more space than you think you have to, even if it's a tenth of a car width. Because you just want to avoid ruining your own race by being too aggressive. So like,
you don't want to
going into the bus stop there, I gave him probably more space than I should have because I didn't know where he was. After I
Right.
turned in, I'm like, I'm blind. I know he's to my left. My spotter's telling me he's there. I can hear his car, but I don't know how close he is to me. I'm just going to make sure that I'm on the right side of the track and give him enough room. If he hits me, that's his problem. As long
Right.
as you
So
give him room.
here he could have even taken that a little bit closer and kind of forced me too much to the inside. But at that point, when I get to the second part of the bus stop, if I'm really particularly aggressive, I could not accept what he's trying to force me to be on the inside and try and take it wider so I get a better exit. And at that point, I'm just going to barrel into him. So I think he took it extra safe by giving me all this space here. Because right now, like if he didn't give me that space and forced me all the way to the inside and I was super aggressive, I could try and force him to the outside and basically just crash right into him because my angle of attack my angle going into this corner would be really sharp. So he gives me plenty of space there. And the other advantage for him is that gives him a pretty good exit here, and he actually fights me back into the to the first corner. So he actually defends this pretty much as well as you can after being outbraked for the first corner, and then having the outside for the second corner, because now he's got a good run on me going into T1.
And the other thing to remember is I'm giving him more room because there are times where somebody's going to outbrake themselves. They're going to go off the track coming into the bus stop. They're going to come back on, and they're going to miss that second apex. So I don't want to get a nose into my door because I turned in and still left him room. I'd rather give him extra room. That way, if somebody does miss their braking zone, they're not going to hit me.
Yeah,
Again,
defensive driving is good.
It's all blind at that point. You're just hoping that somebody doesn't hit you. You're putting the trust in the other guy to make sure that they're clean as well. But if you can give him a little more space than you think he needs, then you're safe.
Yeah, so then
coming in here, I almost hit you here.
Yeah, and I really did force you into a pretty tight line here, and that's how I get a much better exit.
Yeah, exactly. So I got off throttle.
Really close. Oh my gosh, that's like as close as you can get. Let's see if I can rewind it. I'm like honestly surprised that didn't at least
netcode it. Yeah.
Yeah, netcode and like spin me all over the place.
So what kind of thought process do you have leading up to the bus stop, trying to set up an overtake? I guess from the party starts from Stavlo?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much the whole back straight you're setting it up, and like he said, you can throw a dummy and get him to defend that way.
Wow.
Ooh!
Oh, that's close.
So that is touching. That's like the two things are clicking
Are you inside
together.
of him? I think you're inside of him.
Yeah. I think the front wing is kind of inside my wheel a little bit there. But yeah, that's a good tight racing. And even if we did hit and it did like knock us a little bit, that's a good move. You know, that's rubbing his racing, and that wouldn't be a very aggressive hit. It wouldn't probably even give you any damage or like a tiny amount of damage. That's just good hard racing. And in this case, I got the better exit and I came out on top. Yeah, I mean that's a perfectly valid move for both of us. He did a good job trying to defend as well as he could, but the outside is actually was pretty strong in that situation. I think he actually took the corner too much on the inside.
I took it too tight. Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
I think
I gave you extra room on the entry. I broke early, and you were already ahead of me at that point. So what I probably would have done in a real race is I would have backed off more and let you go, and then followed you up a rouge and made the pass at the end of the straight.
Yeah. You also could have at this point, right before the braking zone, you could have taken back a lot of this space. And I think if you had taken back that space, that would have allowed you to get a much better exit, and you probably could have stayed ahead, because I really don't think the outside on this corner is particularly strong unless you have immaculate braking going into the corner. And you can really force that other guy to the inside by getting ahead.
My thinking is, as somebody who is defending that position into the source, I don't want to be side by side coming out of it, going into Eau Rouge.
Yeah.
That's like worst case scenario is going too wide through Eau Rouge because somebody's gonna have to lift, and neither of you are gonna want to. So you're gonna end up in trouble. I'd rather get through the source clean, let you go, follow you as close as I can, get you on the straight. The thing with these passes at this track especially is that you've got to think all the way from your exit onto the straight, okay, where is my passing opportunity? You know, you're thinking of that 15 seconds, 20 seconds before it happens.
And you should be picking it up on previous laps as well. If you notice a guy is going slow through a particular section, if they're late on the brake, if they're early on the brake, which compromises their exit, you should be picking up on those things and thinking about how you can use that to make a move. So that way, by the time the move presents itself opportunistically, you can actually take advantage.
The other thing I would suggest to you guys before you go into a race is go out with the AI and start at the back of the field and drive through Eau Rouge. Do it over and over again with a whole bunch of cars in front of you because it is a different experience than you're used to. That's all I will say. It's very, very weird to go through there in like fourth gear at half the speed you're used to, but that's probably what's going to happen on lap 1. There's really no replacement for that. The AI actually does a decent job. If you crank the speed up, you can kind of follow them and actually get through there pretty clean. But
Is there anything else you would like us to show, Daehee?
No, that was great. That was very good to see.
Wasn't exactly the cleanest of overtakes, but that's how it kind of is in the race too. People are gonna be fighting. They're gonna be worried about losing a place. They'll be late braking. They'll be turning in aggressively, stuff like that. So.
is there anything else you guys want to see on a lap? Are there any other reference points you're missing or you have questions about?
Do you have any tips for no name? I have a lot of trouble with that corner typically.
Remind me which one is no name.
It's the left-hander before Puhan.
Stab of the brakes, but I'm not going 100% on the brakes. I'm giving it maybe like 50, 70%.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like Travis said, you either have to take a ton of curb or you take none of it. I prefer to take none of it and just kiss the apex. And then I'm about half throttle until I'm comfortable that the rear has sat for me. And then I'm full throttle on the way out.
How much do you bring the car to the right for...
I've got 2 wheels on the outside curb.
When you stab the brake?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're talking about the next corner here, right?
Yeah.
I don't have.
Yeah, so you've got a little bit... See how there's a little bit of tire rubber on the rumble strip there? That's where I would have my tires. So you're not like so far over it that you're crazy, but
okay.
just a little bit over that white line on the rumble strip, and then turn in and just kiss the apex and let it run.
So if you are going to be taking the curb, what I would suggest is have all your turning basically done. At that point, you should be going almost completely straight, and your wheels maybe not 100% straight on your wheel, but you should be almost completely done with your turning. So you should be like right around here, and then just be almost straight, just a tiny bit of turning left to go, and then as you kind of exit going over the curb, then you can start putting more turning in so that you don't invalidate going over the going off into the runoff.
Okay, gotcha.
Because turning and going over that curb is going to unstable, make your car unstable.
Yeah, it tends to bounce on the way out, and then it sends you wide.
Doesn't
So
just
making
touching
sure
the
that you're
curb
steering
itself make you turn in automatically anyways.
Sorry, was that?
when you put the 2 tires over that curbing, your car kind of shoots the rear end out a little bit and it'll force you to turn in anyway. So having
Yeah,
it
I
straight will
can.
help.
Yeah, and that's partially based off suspensions. Of different cars are going to experience different amounts of that. But yeah, it will kind of help you turn in as you go over those curbs.
Any tips for turn 1? Like you said it earlier, that turn 1 you think is one of the most tricky corners. And when I look at my Motec data compared to fast guys, I'm losing like half a second in turn 1 on the Delta, and then like also in like turns 17, 18. Any of the hairpins, it seems like losing a lot of time. Those hairpins
So
here.
you're probably
The guy behind
losing
has
it.
just done
I mean, I don't know for sure,
219.88.
but you're probably losing it a little bit in the braking zone. So I think the braking zone into La Source into turn 1 is really tough because the marker is really far off the track, the 100-meter board. So it's hard to see exactly where you're supposed to start braking. So you kind of have to just get the feel for that. Like, let's see where I brake here. I think I probably brake a little early, if anything. But yeah, I'm on the brakes just before it.
Get the HUD up.
Okay.
And I probably braked a little early. Like, that wasn't optimal. I probably left a 10th there, kind of thing. Yeah, I got it on it pretty early, like maybe 125.
I think that's more accurate. Maybe it's your FOV or something that makes you think that it's right at 100, but I've always braked before the 100 board.
Okay.
I think this is actually pretty accurate. Because actually on my screen, I don't think it was showing you braking at the 100 either, even the first time that you did it.
Okay.
It could just be like an FOV thing.
Yeah.
And then
You're
when you
actually
guys
trailing pretty early here.
then just so I'm
That's
clear,
what I mean.
when-
That's why I think I'm early, because I'm trailing
Yeah.
a lot on the way in.
Yeah, maybe
so I
you
think
could
I
brake
got
a
on
little
it
bit brake.
earlier. Yeah, if you get on it a little later, you'd be full brake longer in the braking zone, and then you trail off a little less.
And that is a big time save as well. To answer the original question, the trail braking here is going to be really important to make sure you get the rotation that you need, because it's what is it? It's greater than a 90-degree turn. You're going.
Mhm.
It's tough. So you need a lot of rotation. So trail braking is going to be very important.
Okay, that makes sense. And then back into the braking markers, we watch these videos and track guides and stuff. And when people say, braking at the 100-meter board, are they saying when it's right next to your, virtual driver's head, or when it's a car length in front of you?
The goal would be to brake when your front of your car is at the board.
Gotcha.
So you kind of have to look at it and then brake as it goes by, kind of thing.
Right.
But like you see here, I'm probably braking at what I think is a tad earlier than 100, and it ends up being like 125, and it's too early. Because the 150s are right at the end of the wall there.
See what it looks like from your first-person camera. Oh, I can't do that hotkey while I'm in this. Yeah, so
as soon as I lose the board,
Yeah,
I hit the
with your
brakes.
vision, yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I lose the board, I hit the brakes, which is a little early. So, like, if I'm looking at this now, I probably want to be start braking right at that dead patch of grass. That's a shit reference point when you're going 200 miles, 200 kilometers, but...
Yeah, so you're actually slightly braking here, slowly getting on. Here is where I'd say you're actually starting the brake, and it's pretty much gone at that point. And just I agree with you. I think that's just a little bit too early, but not too bad.
And that's a feel thing. So if you know that the 100-meter board is your reference, as soon as you lose it, you know that's a safe braking point. When you start to push your hot laps, you just say, okay, I'm going to push it just a tenth of a second later, and you go from there.
I think Travis made a good point as well with the trail braking. I'm looking at the data now, and the guy I'm comparing to, it definitely looks like he's carrying more speed through the whole braking zone, even though we're braking at about the same spot.
Yep.
So Yeah, that's super helpful. Thanks, guys.
Yep. So yeah, so trail braking is going to allow you to turn in later, and that lets you keep more speed, or turn in earlier. So if you're waiting until you can actually get all the rotation without trail braking, you're going to be braking a lot deeper into the corner, and then you won't be getting as good of an exit. So yeah, trail braking is going to be pretty important there.
Awesome.
Great, good stuff. All right, thank you guys. Thank you, Travis, and thank you, Michael, for another good coaching session.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
And thanks for showing up.
And if you guys need anything, just hit us up. Happy to help.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
I'll stick around in case anybody has any other questions.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, man.
Have you tried that the safe quality setup drives so much different.
Does it? I haven't tried it yet.
It is ridiculous. It's really stable. So if you're having issues with the
incident's clear. Green flag.
the
Exit is clear.
eSport one, that's
flag.
it's different for sure.
That's the one I've been driving.
Your brakes are cold.
The
Be careful.
eSport one is so crazy. Like I even watched the lap of him doing
looking
it,
your right
and
front
he's like
into
sliding and
Rouge.
catching slides the whole time.
I couldn't. I tried it for like an hour, and I gave up on the esports quality setup. I just couldn't do it.
Same for the Ferrari ones too. I gave up on the quality one pretty quick.
So I will give you a shameless plug. There's a video that I uploaded in the 992 setup thread that has a setup included. That setup is super stable. It's not quite as quick because it doesn't rotate the same, but it's way more stable than the Go setups. So if you need it, give it a try.
20 minutes remaining. You've got 20 minutes left.
Setups and picked one up off of meter.
Did you try the safe one?
I did.
Okay.
I worked on the esports, and then I worked, and it was not happening at all. So then I tried the safe, and I was doing okay. But then I needed one to compare to for the data on Meter. So I downloaded the guys there, and that's the one I've been using. That's pretty good. I'm gonna try Michael's out as well. He's got one there.
Who's the lap by?
Hold on, I got it pulled up. Dominic Blodger. Probably butchering the guy's name.
That's just an alias for Duran.
Setting setups on the side. I'm like 50-50 on surviving a Rouge. Not so good.
Surviving or making it without invalidating? Like, are you dying on 50% or just not making it?
Dying on 50%.
Really?
Yellow
so
flag.
It's like the old Ferrari in that regard.
Green flag.
No, it's just,
You're clear of the incident.
I think my turn-in timing is just like a little off. Just gotta get the feel for it.
Well, it's different than this car. On this car, I've never... Well, I think... Have I even died? I don't know if I've ever died on this car going up over Rouge. I either don't make it just because I don't turn in enough, or I slide too much and lose some time. This car just likes to slide no matter what. Yeah, if I put in too much steering angle at the bottom of Eau Rouge, I slide a little bit, which messes up your speed. But other than that, it's safe.
It's interesting to hear you say that, because I think the bigger problem I was having for hours was just not committing enough to the corner going up, and I was just missing it each time. You know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the ultimate. It's the ultimate commitment corner. It is it's the corner that shows you how much balls you got.
I think P4's gone off.
There's no good way to take it without being flat. So.
Yeah, I have more balls now.
Thankfully, it's a video game. we can just reset.
Sector 3 is clear. Green flag.
Yeah, and you're not down $1 million on your car.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Travis, do you mind if I send you a screenshot just so I can show you what I was talking about with the trailing? But I thought that was really helpful.
Yeah, sure thing. You just want to send it in a DM. I'll take a look.
Yeah.
One other useful thing that you can see sometimes on aliens when they're driving is a little bit of maintenance braking.
Sector 3 time is quick.
So it's similar to trail braking, but they're going through a corner and they realize they don't have quite enough rotation yet, and you'll see them dab on the brakes the tiniest amount, like literally the smallest amount that you can press on your brakes, having it register, and that just gives you a tiny bit of extra rotation. So it's something that is a good skill to learn because, you know, not every corner you're going to go into perfectly. Sometimes you'll be a little bit wide and you'll need a little bit of extra rotation. And knowing how to do that is really useful.
Yellow flag.
Thank you, Mikey, for getting rid of that car.
Okay, I died.
That was so scary.
That was terrifying. I came up the hill and all of a sudden there was a freaking Ferrari standing there.
Well, I made it up the hill for once, so you save a good lap for me.
You're welcome.
What's everybody up to?
The coaching for a spot just ended, so we're just chilling.
Oh. Okay, cool.
15 minutes remaining, 15 minutes to go.
What are you up to, Colin?
I did the AC practice race. It went, you know, splendid. And I really don't want to get frustrated driving ACC, so I think I'm actually going to go to bed.
It's not
Good
the
stuff.
worst plan.
Yeah. Yeah. I value my sanity sometimes.
That's terrible.
Trav, when did you get to D1?
He's always been in D1.
I've always
Okay,
been
Michael,
D1, yeah.
10 minutes of fuel remaining. You're clear of the
What,
incident.
since like,
Green flag. You're all clear. Stay behind the line.
No, season 4? Season 3? It was Snetterton was my first race.
We're seeing front locking going into Eau Rouge.
When did Pro and, like, all that shit end? I don't remember.
Season 2?
Oh. The last time I was?
No, I was actually, that was...
Were you Pro?
I was Pro, yeah, at that point I was
Yellow
Pro.
Might be season 3.
But that's like when, you know, Doug was still in Pro. So.
Green flag. You're clear of the incident.
And Doug was in D1 for a
We need to get
while.
some heat into them.
Yeah, Doug was in... Yeah, I remember he won that season, I think.
Yeah,
there was some
Colin
whole
Gate.
controversy at
Yeah, because I killed you.
Barcelona.
I fucking killed you.
Maybe it was the other Travis. I don't remember that.
Yeah, I think it was Travis Robinson.
I had the whole victory ballast. So I did really poorly at Barcelona.
Oh, okay. I think I had like a podium ballast or something.
The guy
Which
behind
sucked,
has just
'cause I
done a
almost won the preseason race there.
218.77.
Yeah, I wrecked the other trap then. And I was trying to let him by, but that also allowed Doug to go by. He needed 2 places. So being a nice person, I let Doug by. On accident.
I think the only one who's really pissed is Evan.
Yeah, Evan is the Felipe
Yes.
Massa.
Travis, you were not kidding. The safe setup is safe.
It is safe. Like, it's ridiculous. It's like such a different setup. A completely different philosophy and everything. It's not just the same. It's not the same setup with a little bit less tow and a little bit less whatever. It's like a completely whole different philosophy.
They're not losing out on these setups then. It's like there's tents everywhere in this track for me. Just can't string it all together.
That's the thing with a long lap, you can pick up a lot of time even if you only pick up a tenth every corner.
Alright. I'm moving. Niggas.
Yep. I'm happy with not dying out the Rouge a few times.
Oh man, the safe setup, I can't get through a Rouge flat though, wow.
Alright, thanks for the coaching again.
Your quickest overall.
Yep, see ya.
Yeah. Your tyre temperatures look good.
I can't even drive the safe setup, it pushes too much.
We should ask the admins if they can do, like, an award for the best overtake of the season, where people send in their clips, but secretly the coaches are using that to compile good overtakes.
I love it! I love it!
Hall of Fame.
Put that in the coach chat, because that's genius.
And that just kills two birds with one stone, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it makes a fun event for the final stream, you know, with the whole award ceremony and everything, and then also it helps the coaches out because we can get some good stuff to show them.
You've got 10 minutes left, 10 minutes to go.
Man, that first corner makes such a big difference. I was always overdoing it.
Oh, hit or miss through there.
Finally getting that one right.
I feel like even when I nail it, there's still a tenth in it.
I'm just happy to be able to go flat in our Rouge. That was that one.
Like flat the whole way? Or like a little bit?
Like flat. With the, I'm in the AMG. And it's the Coach Dave quality setup, which usually is very aggressive, but it feels pretty smooth here. I'm already like almost 2 seconds faster than I used to be. Learning how to ride those curves, I think, is the biggest difference for me.
Sector 1 time's okay.
So I saw that picture, Zodi. I was doing a couple laps, so I just had time to look at it now. But yeah, so it looks like that other guy is able to brake later because he's getting more rotation, so he's able to turn in a little bit better because of the trail braking, and that gets him a better exit as well. Because
Sector 2 is
the later you
0.6
turn in,
off
the
pace.
quicker you can get on the throttle.
Okay, that's interesting. So that makes sense for the sun starts to very safe. But turning in later allows you to get on the throttle and
Yeah. And especially with a long
yellow flag,
with such a
stay
long
sharp.
acceleration zone going up the hill, you really do want to get as
Incident clear.
as early
Back to
on the
green
throttle
flag.
as possible. So you kind of do want to take it late,
Okay, Michael, you need to watch the track limits.
because the quicker you can get on the throttle, the faster
5
you're going to be
minutes of fuel
going, and that
remaining,
just
5 minutes.
compounds going into the super long straight.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
See if I can get a clean lap in here before I get off. I'm good.
I think it's a combination of the two. Like I said, it's the trail braking. Yeah, I think the starting braking very close to each other.
Yeah, it does look like he beats you by a slight amount, but it's not too much. But it's getting on. It's a combination of both being on a little bit later and then getting off a little bit earlier.
Very little fuel left. In this lap. Box this
Okay.
lap. Sector 1 is
Tell if
quick.
that's throttled or
Green line is my throttle. Dotted line.
yeah, but he's got some stuff at the
You're outside of
bottom.
track
And I
limits
can't
there.
tell if he's doing a little bit of throttle to get rotated or if it's a little bit of maintenance brake, like I was talking about. You know, where it bottoms out and then it comes back up a little bit. I can't tell if that's going to be throttle or if that's going to be brake.
That's 3% of brake, and they're at the very bottom.
3% of brake. Yeah, so he's doing that maintenance braking like I was talking about, where he's just doing a tiny dab of the brakes while he's getting turned in.
Yeah.
That just to further increase his turn in.
That's super interesting. Yeah.
There you go. Thank you. Thanks for hanging around.